Is this ad accurate?
Well,
Is it
that's
fair?
actually... Well, John, here are the facts. You know, I don't know the facts about when Mr. Soptic's wife got sick or the facts about his health insurance, but here's what I do know. Well, you do know that we don't have anything to do with Priorities USA, that by law we're not allowed to coordinate with them, and by law we don't have anything to do with their ads. I don't know the facts of when Joe Soptic's wife got sick or when she died. But as I said...
After we lost our jobs, we found out that we were going to lose our health insurance and that our pensions hadn't been funded like Bain promised they would be. I was lucky to find another job as a custodian in a local school district. They gave me some health insurance, but I couldn't afford to buy it for my wife. A little while later, she was diagnosed with lung cancer. You look at what Mitt Romney did at places like GST Steel, you can tell he's only worried about one group of people, and that's the people like him, people at the top. You can't expect much more from someone who says he likes to fire people with no concern about what their family really means. Now I'll turn the call back over to Stephanie.
Great. Thank you, Joe. We really appreciate you and David sharing your experiences.
To associate or disassociate yourself with this pro-Obama Super PAC ad?
Well, Wolf, I mean, as you know, we have about as much to do with the priorities ads, the Super PAC ads, as we do with Michael Phelps winning gold medals last week. I can't speak to the ad. I mean, there's a larger question here we've been discussing for months, which is what we do and don't know about Mitt Romney's time at Bain, how long he was there, what decisions he was involved in, you know, who he laid off, who he was involved with laying off, and what benefits he was involved with cutting.
Brianna Keeler did a fact check of that ad, and it's full of falsehoods. So you don't have to, obviously you had nothing to do with it. The campaign is not associated with the Super PAC, but you can say, you know what, we want to disassociate ourselves from that ad. We think it's repulsive, if you want to say something like that.
Well, look, Wolf, we have nothing to do with the ad. We're focused on our race. We're focused on going to Colorado tomorrow, and that's where we're at from the campaign side.
Do you want to have inaccurate ads, inaccurate information out there? If this was coming from a Romney Super PAC, you guys would be all over this.
Well, look, I mean, we're focused when the president goes out there and he's talking about the campaign, he's talking about the differences between himself and Mitt Romney. He's going to be out there tomorrow talking about women's health care and providing access to affordable health care for women. That's what this race is about. We can't speak to the Super PAC ads. We don't have anything to do with them, so I don't have anything further on the
Because it is pretty serious when you're not doing it, but the Super PAC is making this allegation that Mitt Romney was responsible for the death of this woman when that's simply not true.
Well, Wolf, I wasn't involved with making the ad. No one on the campaign was involved with making the ad. So we'll let the Super PAC speak to that.
Like when the Southern woman says, "Isn't she sweet?" Go ahead, Mark.
Bless her heart.
Bless her heart, exactly.
Are you familiar with the new ad by the White House-sanctioned Super PAC that has a man suggesting that Governor Romney was responsible for his wife's tragic death?
I have seen some write-ups about it. I have not seen the ad. I didn't watch it.
We all feel bad for that man, and obviously it's a heartfelt testimonial. But do you think that's an appropriate injection in this campaign of basically making the accusation that Governor Romney caused that woman's death?
Look, Mark, I think, as you said, this is an ad by an entity that's not controlled by the campaign. I certainly don't know the specifics of this man's case. I do think there is a lot of concern in the country about what happens when people lose their jobs. We know that when they lose their jobs, because most of where people get their health care provided for is in their job, they tend to also lose their health care. That people become one bad illness or sickness away from losing their house, from losing their life savings, from losing their ability to send their children to college. And it's a huge fear and anxiety for families all over the country.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Robert, with love and all due respect.
He loves you.
Oh, God.
But talking like the Southern politician,
but that was a...
Wow. Next time I'm bringing my own group of people to say how much I love you guys.
But let's be honest, that was a very long way of avoiding answering the question. I mean, that was a...
Well, Sam, I don't know the specifics. I'm sorry.
I understand that the Super PAC...
I love you, but I can't
The Super PAC has no correlation.
It's Bill Burr. It's Bill Burr. Come on.
Let's establish legally that there's just no correlation.
No correlation.
However,
but it's Bill Burr.
However, the message is a little bit over the top. Can't you admit that?
Again, I don't know the specifics of this person's case. I know there's huge anxiety in this country about losing health care. I know there's huge anxiety in this country about how people pay for college. Again, I don't know the specifics. I do know this. I do know this, that